Today we'll be looking at how to mark out the key highs and lows in the market. So we'll be opening our MT4 to look at that, and we'll be doing that on GBP USD. So we have our charts on 1 minute. We're going to go to 1 hour H1. At this point, this is what we'll be doing. We'll be marking out the previous highs and the previous low. The next thing we do is we are going to select our object tools, and we click here. You select rectangle. Once you select, you pick the previous high and you highlight it into the future. So we have our previous high. Now the best way to do is for you to mark from the body. Okay, the way I mark out mine is I just mark out the zone from the highest wick down to the body of the inside bar. That is what I do most times. So I have my previous high marked out on H1, and I have a low here. This was the point where the markets give us a low. You can decide to mark out this point, but I have a kind of a support level here. Then the next I will do is mark out this region here, and I'll click and go to my object tool. I will select the rectangle, and I will mark out this point. Then we'll have okay, this is what's happening here. So I'm going to extend it from here. So I'm marking from what happened in the past. This is on H1. Let's see 30 minutes, what's happening on 30 minutes. Okay, we'll have more highs and lows in 30 minutes. Then I'll also with this we are going to mark out our lower lows, higher highs in the market. I'm going to highlight this region, and I'll do the same to this previous swing low. Now take it down to the future. Like, I'm going to extend it. So what happens is, as the market keeps forming, this line will keep extending, and we'll have our previous swing low as of yesterday. This was our previous swing low yesterday. I could decide to use a trend line. Now select a trend line, and I will draw my trend line. So I have my trend line. The whole essence of market structure is direction. When you identify the highs and lows, you get the direction. And I could do the same here. on the previous swing high. Now if you take a close look at this point, we got another swing low here. I'm doing this because of the smaller time frame. Now I'm going to show us what will happen on the smaller time frame. So I'm using this trend line for 30 minutes, and I'm going to mark this region. Okay, so now if I take this down to 5 minutes or 1 minute, what I'm expected to do is at this point I'm expecting a reversal or a rejection on this zone. Now on a smaller time frame, all we need to do is, if we are using 1 minute time frame, all we need to do is we are going to take a buy at this point. I'm going to buy euro gbp usd on 0.01. Now I have my buy taken, and I'm expecting to exit my trade immediately price gets to this point, because this is the next swing high. This is the place where we might have a possible rejection, and our stop loss is supposed to be below this point. Remember, we are just taking a we're just doing a back testing. So the best thing you do is you mark your stop loss. You confirm how many pips your stop loss from those points down to here. That's 19 pips. So I'm going to put my stop loss here, and knowing fully well that at this point I will be exiting this trade. So though my stop loss is quite far, the point where we would have taken this trade is on this point, so we'll have a smaller stop loss. So that's the reason for having a good entry. So if you want to know how to get good entries, you watch on our videos on how to catch the market at the best price. So for educational purpose, all you need to do is, if you take this trade at this point, this is where you should exit this market, 1.19270. Okay, we'll have our trades with a proper stop loss. Our stop loss of 13 pips minus 13 pips, and take profit one of 10 pips there about. Then the take profit two is 30 pips. So this is what we have at the moment, and this is our chart. I'm also going to mark out this, highlight this zone. So all you do is you tap on your screen, you go to the object tool, you click on this plus sign, and you click done, and you highlight. Oh, you select your triangle or rectangle rather. So I have this. I'm going to extend it So it goes into the future. So we're expecting our trade to close out the first TP, and maybe we'll get a possible rejection before it breaks to the next supply zone. So we have our trade closed out in profits, and we still have this running. So all we need to do at this point, we could decide to lock our trade at break even, but this is going to hit it out early. So I'm going to lock this trade at one at break even. So we have our trade locked at break even while we're expecting it to hit take profit, and we had already made profit of 5k scalping. So I hope you learned something on how to identify swing highs and swing lows. So kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel if you need more of these videos.